Well, good morning, Cougars. I want to spend a few minutes right now going over the disclosure statement and some of the things you need to know for this class, for zoology class. I want to welcome you to this school year and recognize, of course, that it's an unusual one. Um, I'm talking both to students in my class and to students who are taking this class remotely. If you're a student in class, I'm going to be giving you a paper copy of this disclosure statement. If you are a student who is working at home, I'd invite you to go ahead and open up the disclosure statement that you'll find in the Welcome to Zoology module. Um, if you are working on the PDF worksheet that you've gotten here, you need to keep it open in the editing mode so that you can do some edits later on. Of course, if you have a paper copy, you're going to use a pencil or a pen to go ahead and complete this. So to start out with, you'll notice that zoology is a class that focuses on the structures, functions, life cycles, and the evolution of animals. As a part of this study, we will do many dissections, many hands-on kinds of activities with various kinds of animals. No accommodations will be made for students with moral or ethical aversion to dissection. I believe the dissection is a valuable tool in helping you learn. We're going to be using primarily organisms that are either invertebrates or that are vertebrates that are used for food purposes, and so that we're really not affecting animals in the wild, that kind of thing. The only thing that we do dissect that comes from the wild that isn't raised for food are the sharks, and I'm afraid that we probably aren't going to be able to do those this year because of our COVID restrictions. So keep that in mind. So zoology is a lab fee class. The $10 fee is used to purchase equipment and materials for our laboratory activities throughout the year. And you can pay that in the bookkeeper's office or online on the web store at the Kearns High website. If you click on that link, you'll be able to go there. As far as materials that you'll need in class, you should always have some paper to write on and a pencil or a pen, although most of what we do this year is going to be submitted online. So you aren't going to be handing lots of things in. You don't have to worry then about papers that have COVID on them or that kind of thing. You probably are going to want either earbuds or headphones because there'll be times when you'll be working independently, perhaps watching a video, and we don't want your video to disturb other people. So you'll be able to plug in and use that way. Class norms are a little bit different this year. For example, once you come into class, I'm going to ask you to wash your hands at one of our 3 sinks before taking your seat. As we'll talk about a little bit later, we're going to find out that washing your hands is one of the best ways to keep you and your neighbors safe from COVID, to keep from spreading COVID or from catching COVID. And while hand sanitizer is nice, washing your hands is better. And this may be one of the few classes during the day when you have access to sinks. So we're going to take advantage of that and let you wash up when you come to class. You'll be cleaning up again at the end of class as well. You'll open your Chromebook and begin working on the self-starter activity. Make sure that you bring your Chromebook to class and that it's fully charged. You're responsible for that. You can't participate in class if you don't. And if we don't have enough outlets for everybody to come to class and get their Chromebook plugged in and charged up. So please make sure you're ready when you get here. Respond to the attention signal quickly and listen carefully to instructions. Address people respectfully by name and use materials only as directed. Keep in mind consequences. Repeated or severe misbehavior could lead to phone calls to parents or referral to the Kearns High administration. Repeated misbehavior may lead to the use of a behavior contract or removal from class. Neither of those things happens very often. Most of my zoology students are very cooperative, hardworking students. In the lab, because of safety issues, there are some additional consequences. The first misbehavior results in loss of lab privileges for the rest of that period. The second misbehavior results in the loss of lab privileges for the rest of the term. Alternate work will be assigned. Once again, because of the COVID conditions, our lab experiences are going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be spending as much time in our lab. More of the things will be done at your seat here in the classroom. Food, please finish meals, snacks, and sodas before coming to class. You may bring water in a screw top bottle. but we don't do food or drinks in the lab in particular. So that will not be there. Electronics are a very important tool in society today. They're a distraction to learning, however, if you're listening to music, playing video games, or watching videos when you're supposed to be focusing on class learning activities. So please keep your phone in your pocket or pack until class is over. If it is a problem, of course, I can take the phone and turn it over to your grade level principal. Keep in mind it's always inappropriate to record images or conversations of staff members or other students without their permission. Your Chromebook policy, make sure that you bring it to school fully charged. You may only use the devices for purposes that I instruct you to use them for, and it's your responsibility while you possess it. You've got that Granite School internet use policy that you received when you picked up your Chromebook, and you may need to make sure that you follow that. Zoology, for the first time, is a proficiency-based class, meaning we're going to be using proficiency-based grading. Okay, you're going to be assessed on core standards that have been established for this course, and you're going to be rated on a scale of 0 to 4 on each of those. That's how your grade is determined. Okay, you'll have one or more opportunities to demonstrate proficiency in each standard. And there are lots of different ways you'll have to show me what you know. We'll go over that in more detail when we actually get to some assignments. Okay, and I might choose to use one method for a standard from one student and a different one from another student. It just depends on what your strengths are as a learner. Citizenship, it's important that you're in class, you're turning in assignments. Misbehavior is seldom an issue, but it can affect citizenship if it should occur. Okay? There is a nice note there to your parents. I would encourage them to read. And there's a nice lab safety sheet. We're going to go over that at another time. But you will notice here you've got a zoology disclosure sheet, and this is active. So, for example, you can type your name in here as a student, for example. Okay. Joe, student, don't forget your period number. Okay. Whatever that might be. Fill in the information about your parents, their names, their relationship to you, if you're living with grandparents or guardians, phone numbers, email address. Notice some questions about lab safety. You can just click and drag the circle to where it needs to be, like that, for example. Okay. And then when you're done, you will save that, or it will save automatically. And then you're going to go ahead and submit that through the Canvas assignment that it is connected with. Okay. So if there are any questions about that, those of you in class, I'll field those questions now. Those of you online, you can go ahead and put those on the question page that is linked from our Canvas homepage. Okay, so thank you very much. Appreciate your attention on that.